full screen.
Mhm.
And then if you click more,
Except for the air conditioning.
live stream and live on YouTube.
No, you're downstream.
And once YouTube opens, I always mute the video. You do pause public access.
Do I do this? Do I do
Show how to fix
cookie?
it.
You can close that,
And then.
go live.
And
And
Bring it all.
yeah.
if you want to go back to the Google browser
Google.
on the bottom right,
I'm not saying Julie.
Okay. You're right. I'm
you
the
can
wrong
close
place.
that,
Close that one thing.
the one on the bottom right, the A. This one right there.
See all these.
And you'll just want to click the volume. It'll,
Put that.
so you won't have any distortion back.
And then I can just.
Yeah.
Close that.
Don't close it, you just minimize it. And there you go.
Now I need to let.
Only Rob is in the waiting.
No, do you see that there? Has joined. We have to keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on it.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be trying to do these things. In fact, you- Okay, I have power. You have the power to
Oh.
anybody there, okay?
Okay. Is Julie admitted?
No, it doesn't match up. They're not matching. It's 20%. They're not lined up. Yeah. No, that's a good question. Okay, well, we have a quorum. It's 7:00. I'd like to call the meeting of the town board to order.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Stand please for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, which stands one nation, indivisible, and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Do we, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Like that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, announcements. Any announcements?
I have some, but actually they'll be coming up when I give the climate task force.
Okay. So we have an announcement here. The New Paltz Police Department is going to do night out. It's on August 6th from 5 to 9 p.m. at here, right here. Gonna be in the parking lot or inside?
Right here on the grassy area.
Outside. Oh, nice. Okay, very good. Gonna have some cool stuff. Free barbecue. Woo. Okay. And oh, lots of music. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of fun, right? Wait, who's gonna sit in the dunk tank?
We have a handful of members that are gonna be in the dunk tank. While we throw them.
Okay, all right. Okay, very good. Any other announcements? Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
I'm Edgar Rodriguez, town board member, and I'd like to read a statement concerning some issues that I've been involved in. First, let me say that I sincerely regret that I hurt some of my beloved community members' feelings. My thoughtless response to a counter-protester during the ceasefire demonstration of women in black on May the 4th, 2024. I believe all killings are tragic. They are failures of our leaders to find a path to peace. War is nothing but failed politics. Supporters of Israel want us to believe that Israel's killings over the past 9 months are responses to Palestinian atrocities. Pro-Palestinian experts say that history did not start on October the 7th, or more than 70 years ago during the Nakaba, or even before during European anti-Semitism, the Balfour Declaration, why even before the start of Zionism. You can ask the same about Edgar Rodriguez. Right to be captured during the singular, unguarded moment, my response to a provocateur, or do I have a history before that? A cursory search of my work in the community will bring up a deep trove of contributions to the community. My activism started in Spanish Harlem as a teenager when I participated in community projects that generated attention for its focus on the upliftment of community members. In Nepal, for the last 50 years, I've been a leader in the social justice movements within institutions such as the college, school system, local library, and government. I worked with undocumented immigrants and underrepresented youth in and out of school systems. Anyone who takes a look at my work will not find any trace of anti-Semitism or discrimination against any group. After the event on May the 4th, I've been working with Jewish community leaders, many of whom I respect enormously, to both self-reflect and do some restorative work. The media culture allows people to make snap judgments and cancel others out for indiscretions that in a previous era might have led to more tolerance. I have much to learn about the foolhardiness of impulsive behavior. I was overwhelmed with the enormity of the slaughter in Gaza that day, and I let my emotions guide my speech. But I assure you that is not who I am. I value the rights of all people to exist in peace and dignity, and I hope my entire life's work reflects that value. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. I just want to add that we've received about 8 letters addressing my comments. I started the process of responding to each individual one of those letters. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the time where we have public input, and I see we have a lot of folks here, and so we're gonna ask you to please keep your comments to 3 minutes if you can. And make sure everybody gets a chance to speak, but we're not here till the end. Okay, so do we have the list? We do not. have the list. Oh, yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Oh, would you like to sign up? Sure. And is anyone online here for public comment as well on the Zoom?
If you want to start, Denise Noto.
Denise? Okay.
I
Well-
would like,
Okay, just raise your, wait till we get to you, okay? Is that all right? I mean, can you
Sure.
raise electronically? Do you know, see that little thing down at the bottom? that says Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and I guess the minutes will reflect that he has joined us. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and we start on. Oh, okay. Silverman? Oh, Rich, excuse me.
I'm gonna listen.
You're gonna, okay. Tony Savino? Okay. Eli? All right.
Stand here and speak to you folks.
Yes, sir, this will pick you up.
Okay, my name is Eli Kasira. I live in New Paltz. I'm Jewish. My children are Jewish. My grandfather David, rest his soul, came here from Eastern Europe. All of his brothers and sisters were lost in the Holocaust. I have some familiarity with anti-Semitism. As a kid growing up, I lived in a place called Chappaqua. At that point, Jews could not live in certain neighborhoods, like Lawrence Farms. Jews could not be members of certain country clubs, like the Whippoorwill Country Club, Mount Kisco Country Club. I know this because I was a caddy there, golf. My grandfather David actually worked in the Bronx as a waiter. He was coming home on the bus one night. Someone thought he looked Jewish and stabbed him. He survived. Those are instances of anti-Semitism. The way the term is being used these days is an absolute smokescreen, and it's disgraceful. People are being called anti-Semitic really to take the focus of what's going on in Israel. There's a genocide going on. Nearly 40,000 people have been slaughtered, women, children, men, babies, incinerated. They are being starved to death. They are crushed under buildings. People have said there are probably close to 200,000 unaccounted for who are under these buildings. This use of the word anti-Semitism is to take the focus off of the genocide which is going on in Israel. It's an attempt to smokescreen. It's an attempt to divert. It's an attempt to discourage. It's an attempt to discourage people like Edgar from speaking out and feeling comfortable and speaking their mind and responding. I Actually, there was a former minister of education. Her name was Shulamit Awani, Minister of Education in Israel. She stated, "We'll criticize Israel. We pull out the anti-Semitism card and we talk about the Holocaust in order to undermine what they're saying and to divert attention and to basically take their words and minimize them." So I'm here to say that I support not only Edgar, but also I know Alex in the village is being targeted. This is a campaign. It's calculated. It's been done before. It's going on now. And as I said, it is all to take the focus off of the genocide and the atrocities that are going on. It's disgusting. As a Jew, I resent the fact that anti-Semitism, because it's real. There is anti-Semitism. I've experienced it. Most Jews have in various ways.
Sir, you have another 30 seconds. You're free to keep going, but we do want to make sure that everybody gets a chance.
Okay, thank you. The anti-Semitism is real. The problem is the creator of anti-Semitism, anti-Jewish feelings is the state of Israel doing what it's doing. The barbaric acts are causing reactions in people, the horrors. We are watching, if you watch on your phone or you watch on your screen, the atrocities that are going on day in and day out, it's absolutely heartbreaking. It is unbelievable that the world is standing by and watching this. And the state of Israel and the Zionists are doing everything possible to take the focus off of that. And that's what this is all about. And I hope that you people will understand this and just realize that this is a program, it's intentional. And I'm here to say that it doesn't work. It won't work. We won't let it work. And thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
Karen? Karen?
Oh.
It's gonna
There,
go to the audience.
that,
That's taking your picture and
Yeah,
you're
we can
catching your
see
voice.
oh, it's good to be able to, there we go. All right, I've written a letter and I've sent it in support of Edgar. And my partner Miriam Strauss has also written a letter. And, so I'm going to read it because she's can't be here tonight. And this is her letter. I am unable to attend tonight's meeting and have asked for my partner Karen Cathers to read this note into the record. I have known and respected Edgar Rodriguez for over 20 years. He is a hardworking, thoughtful, and yes, passionate advocate for social justice and good governance. His skills and thoughtful attention to detail will enhance his temporary appointment to the town board. His sarcastic, facetious response to a counter demonstrator must not be taken as the measure of his character. I'm not sure how I would have responded to if baited by a hostile man yelling directly in my face. I've discussed this incident and the deliberately provocative, carefully edited video clip that has been used to divide and disrupt our community with Edgar. As a member of the Jewish JCNP, Jewish Congregation, New Paltz, I've also been following the nuanced dialogue between Edgar and the congregation board. I am fully satisfied that Mr. Rodriguez's statement of 7/10/24 is sincere and that his remorse is heartfelt. He should remain on the board to serve the town of New Paltz. For your information, although I now live in the village, I have also lived in the town of New Paltz and have lived in Ulster County since 1985. Sincerely, Miriam Strauss.
Thanks, Karen.
So I gave you this, although I think she emailed it.
Okay. Naomi? Just any place you want to be, it'll find you.
Yes, we'll find.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm also Jewish. My father's entire family was destroyed in the Holocaust. They left in Europe. And I don't think that qualifies me in particular to discuss anti-Semitism. It's just the point being that you cannot say that all Jews feel one way or another about Israel or one way or another about Jewishness. So anyway, I wanted to read a letter that I sent off to our town supervisor this morning about this issue with Edgar. This is just a quick word urging you to help put an end to this witch hunt against Edgar Rodriguez. Over the decades, Edgar has done more for New Paltz than all of his detractors put together. Now they want to silence him because he's calling for an end to Israel's genocidal slaughter in Gaza. It's shocking enough that decent citizens can turn a blind eye to atrocities committed in their name. But it's even worse when they try to hush up the voices that are protesting these atrocities. Edgar is an asset to the town board and to the town of New Paltz.
Thank you, Naomi. Gary?
I came here many years ago as a student, and one of the things I've really appreciated about this country Oh.
If you,
You-
this
this
way people
way.
can see you,
Yeah,
yeah.
Al can see.
is the capacity to be able to speak my mind freely on most issues, but this seems to be an exception. And so this was a letter that several of us put together. There's been 35 residents, some of them here, who signed off on the letter that I'm just going to read. Recently, our village and town community have been roiled by events that have related to a conflict in West Asia or the Middle East. Members of the town and village board are being forced to articulate their allegiance to Israel in one form or another and asked to ignore the occupation of Palestine. The town and village board are intended to be constituted to take care of local affairs and to demand allegiance to a state that is not the country that we live in. It runs counter to democracy. We as residents of New Paltz find this coercion of political views profoundly disturbing, to say the least. We wonder if the same test has been applied to other conflicts that are directly or indirectly connected to US support. In fact, yesterday, J.D. Vance pointed to the Iraq war as a mistake, where town board members asked if they were for or against the 20-plus-year Iraq war that resulted in 601,000 Iraqi deaths, according to the Lancet. No, because your political opinions are considered your own and unrelated to your capacity to serve on the town board. Where town board members asked if they were for or against the 20-plus-year war in Afghanistan that resulted in 241,000 Afghani deaths, according to the Lancet. No, because your political opinions are considered your own affair and unrelated to your capacity to serve on the town board. Were town board members asked to step down because they did not condemn the recent US invasion and occupation of Syria, where a full third of the country is still being occupied by the US military and foreign oil corporations? No, because your political opinions are considered your own and unrelated to your capacity to serve on the town board. How about Yemen? And the list goes on and on, where town board members asked to support Israel or Russia, and that made the condition for them being on the town board? No, because your political opinions are considered your own and unrelated to your capacity to serve on the town board. So we, the undersigned, so far 35, and I just received 2 more that have added their names to it, strongly condemn the strong-arm tactics used to railroad people into silence around the current brutality being waged by a major occupying force against a defenseless population. According to different estimates, anywhere from 40,000 to 180,000 Palestinians have become casualties of war, with the majority being women and children. The issue itself has been discussed and argued with for over 70 years and is certainly not a settled issue at all. So the silencing of the debate in the US here is a tyranny that we must push back against. And I fully support Edgar and his right to speak his mind. And even if he might have not chosen the right words at that time, because he was overcome with emotions around the deaths of thousands, and the encampment had happened, the breaking up of the encampment had happened a couple of days ago. So can you blame him for not maybe being guarded and overcome with emotion? I've known Edgar for 20 years, and I have full faith and confidence that he can serve very well on the town board and contribute to the community.
Thank you, Gary.
Kevin?
Hi.
Yes,
Is this a good spot?
sure.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm gonna set my own timer, but I also
Okay.
defer to yours, so please do alert me. I am also here to speak in defense of, Edgar Rodriguez, and I'm gonna bring a different perspective. I anticipated that others would say things, and that would allow me to fit what I think would be a lot of stuff that I'd like to talk about in relation to this, what I would call sort of a debacle, misunderstanding and, based on a knowledge I have for at least 7 years, with Edgar, being acquainted with Edgar and speaking to him, frequently, because we share some views on social justice with regard to policing and school. I float ideas towards him and vice versa. And, so I've had a lot of time with him, and I never detected a whiff of anti-Semitism and furthermore of political violence, terrorism, or frankly, just any kind of violence. Or really animus based on something other than ideas. That's my experience. I'm going to write to the board and give my contact information and would invite anyone who's watching this, to feel free to contact me to discuss what I would know about anti-Semitism, both historically and how it pervades our culture. But I am not a Jewish person. I lived within a Jewish marketplace in my career, so for most of my life. And I've also had the unfortunate experience of observing anti-Semitism rather than being on the other side, but how it works behind people's backs and in many other ways. So I have I think a keen nose for anti-Semitism. I have very little tolerance for it, but I do also like to confront it and talk it out. And I think that the beauty of this, where this kind of reputational murder could occur, the beauty of it is that this is New Paltz, and one of the great things about New Paltz is if you call and try to speak to a town board member or ask for a meeting, they're accessible. This is not like trying to get in touch with Biden about Israel's policy. This is, trying to get in touch with your local officials who have authority to change things that you see as a problem, to explain it to them. And I guarantee I've come to them, not this particular board, so it's been a while. But with harsh criticisms, and I've had answers that were well articulated and very satisfying. And I think this is a relevant thing to bring to Edgar and ask him. Put him through the paces of how you've experienced anti-Semitism and where you might find it to exist, and let him. I'm confident that he'll pass that test. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ahmed?
My name is Ahmed Katani. I'm Palestinian. So I must say I'm very proud of Edgar, because his morality is not for certain people forgetting other people. He has a moral compass that's encompassing everyone. So he fights for justice everywhere and fight against justice for anyone. So I hear anti-Semitism. And as a Palestinian, probably I am. A lot of what's happening is anti-Palestinian. Okay? It's my nephew just graduated from medical school, finished his residency, and got sniped by a bored Israeli soldier. Because they sniped. They ended his life. That's close to me. But there are many people along that. Our officials in the United Nations screamed when a hospital in Ukraine was bombarded. Nobody died, a couple of injured. But nobody said anything about all the hospitals that been demolished and the children that been dying because of cut off electricity, no medicine. Nobody talk about the mass starvation. 2 million plus have no food. And why is that? Because Israel doesn't want to let any trucks in. I mean, my heart was broken over October 7th. But why I have to live all that and forget from October 8th till today? A few days ago, 90 people died by bombs. Imagine 2,000-ton bomb dropping on innocent people in tents. So what do you call that? When Edgar has his moral compass and scream against something like this, when the student protests in encampment against this, we get marginalized, we get canceled. We are anti-Semitic. That's not anti-Semitism. That's fighting for justice. That's fighting for other people that are oppressed and depressed right now. So it's a few officials that I'm proud of that stand for justice. And I hope you all among them, not just it. And I have to see the humanity in him and the compassion for other people and his compassion that he's been experiencing for the past, 20, 30 years. Okay? So I call on you to stop all this nonsense and keep him, because he is your anchor and your rock that looks for justice everywhere, fight against justice anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maureen? Maureen? Y'all out there in Zoom land, just be patient. Your turn will
You
come.
know you're.
The right place?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Maureen Crocker. I'm here to support Edgar. I have known Edgar for many decades. We've worked together on many social issues. I've seen Edgar, if it wasn't for him, I don't know what the immigrant community in New Paltz would do. He is still very active. He's been active in the school. I've watched Edgar testify at a trial in federal court against the New Paltz School District, who fired a teacher because he was Black. And his testimony, I feel, was very instrumental in winning that case for that actual guidance counselor who was unfairly fired. I do have to tell you that Edgar and I do not agree on every issue. There are issues that we certainly disagree with. In order for me to even come here and to support him as a Jewish woman, I had to ask him, Edgar, do you believe that Israel has the right to exist? Because if he said no, I wouldn't be here. As a Jewish woman, as a Jew, I believe in Israel's right to exist. Do I believe what Netanyahu is doing to the Palestinian people and what Israelis have done to the Palestinian people is okay? No, I do not. And I just really have to say that after October 7th, many Jewish people, I'm certainly not speaking for all Jewish people. Okay, we saw what happened with women being mutilated and raped and people being killed. And when people protested in New Paltz, and I was driving down Main Street, now one of those signs said, free the hostages. Okay, do I want Palestinians to have their own separate state? Yes, I believe in a two-state solution. Edgar believes that also. I'm not there, so maybe there's other answers to that. But the Palestinians do not have the right to be treated the way they're treated. And Jewish people do not have the right to be treated the way they're treated. And I want people to understand that there's a reason that Jewish people feel the anti-Semitism that's coming from some of these protests, because it really is there with some people, maybe not everybody. And the same way that you can't tell a Black person, oh, that's not really racism, when they're feeling racism. And you can't tell a Jewish person that they're not feeling anti-Semitism when they're feeling it. I just think that's really an important thing to say. I support Edgar. I think he'll be great on the board. And thank you for everything you've done for our community, Edgar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Razan?
Thank you. To bring it along.
Hey, her very first public.
Yeah. I shed tears. Yeah, so my name is Brazan. I planned to come here like last minute, so I haven't prepared anything. But I just wanted to say some words of support of Edgar. I don't know you personally, but I'm a Palestinian citizen and American now as of less than a year ago. And one of the things that I've been really conscious of since moving to the States 7 years ago is the climate of bullying when it comes to talking about Palestine, and the climate of hush hush, and you can't express what we're going through. And for 6 years, I was trying to talk to people about, you know, the situation in Palestine, the brutality that we're experiencing, and it was people were either turning blind eyes or completely smashing it with like, you can't talk about Israel because anything related to Israel will be slammed as anti-Semitism. So it was really hard for me in those first years, and then I just stopped talking about it to people. And when October 7th happened, and let me just say, I have Israeli friends. I have 3 close Israeli friends. And when October 7th happened, I called them and I checked on them, and I was crying with them on FaceTime and telling them how much I wish I could just go and swoop all those babies and bring them back to their mother, especially being a new mom. In October, I was like not even 5 months postpartum. So my heart was like really heavy with everything happening. And immediately when the retaliation started, I started showing up at the protests and meeting some of the people here. And it was really heartwarming to see that it's okay to talk about Palestine now. And not only it's okay among the people, but also some people, some officials, some representatives are talking on our behalf, because that's how change happens. That's how you start to create systematic change. So even though, yes, your political opinion is your own, and as a board member, that doesn't really like pertain to how New Paltz operates, but it does send the signal that, well, this injustice is hopefully in its way out, and we're really in the early days. But I'm seeing the change happen, and I want to address the bullying that you've received, because I've received a lot of it. A lot of the people that I know received a lot of bullying, and that kind of equation of like anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism does result in misunderstanding and in increase in anti-Semitism and in dismissing of our own humanity and of the realities on the ground, where like thousands of people are dying every month and countless children. Me and Maya, we could have been there. By sheer luck, we ended up here. Thank you. And this could have been us. We could have been killed. We could have been hurt. And I feel for all the people, my people in Palestine, and I know that we have a role to play here. And the only way for us to really bring this issue to a better place
You're not a runner, you know that, right?
I know there's a husband that's for. But I think that the only way for us to like actually get together and talk and get to know each other is not by saying, no, you cannot talk about it at all, but by actually being curious and trying to get in the same room and talking about things and stop the bullying. So I support you and thank you for everything you do.
Very good. All right, on the Zoom, I see one person has raised their hand electronically. That is Mary Ann. So Mary Ann, would you like to unmute yourself and?
Yeah,
tell us what-
I don't have the mute on. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, good. Okay. So I'm Mary Ann Grady Flores, and I'm not in New Paltz right now. I'm in Ithaca, New York, and we kind of consider ourselves sister cities in the way we're similar in our leanings and that we are college towns. I'm calling in because I've known Edgar and his whole family, his mother and father and all his siblings for 44 years. And I know Maggie and I know their children and they know my family and my kids. So I am calling in support of Edgar and know his fine work for many years, since he was a professor at SUNY New Paltz. I'm calling as somebody that grew up in New York City in the Bronx. I'm a Bronx kid, and I grew up among my beloved Jewish neighbors. I am a Catholic. I'm a Catholic worker. My parents were friends with Dorothy Day and with Dan Berrigan and the likes. So my family raised us against the war in Vietnam. I learned how to make the best matzo ball soup from my neighbors. I took my next door neighbors' kids to shul every Wednesday for religion classes. I learned how to keep a kosher kitchen. So I was steeped in the culture of the Jewish culture, and I love it. And even to this day, I have gone to our local Tikkun V'or temple in Ithaca, and I share Shabbat on Friday nights sometimes with my Jewish beloved neighbors. And I have to say, I was shocked in about the year 2000 when I started to learn about Palestine. I had never been exposed to it. And by 2007, I took a trip to Palestine for the first time. And I went into the West Bank at the invitation of some Palestinians that came to speak at Cornell. And I was shocked. And actually, I worked with Jimmy Carter, our former president, Jimmy Carter, trying to keep the Israeli military from closing down an orphanage. They had stolen a new $1 million girls' school. They burned the bakery. I have all the document and the photos of this down in Hebron. And Jimmy Carter helped us hold a press conference. Anyway, the point is, I learned something that has been, as my friend Diane Rowe said, Diane is the one that introduced me to the woman that lived right across the street. Literally, you could fit a car between Shifa's front gate and Lazarus's tomb, the tomb of Lazarus, where Jesus used to come over and hang out with his friend in Bethany. So I stayed in Shifa's house. I met her family. I've helped her son come with the 4 children to move to Ithaca, their Palestinian family. And every day I am posting what I see going on in Gaza. And I am horrified that it's at least 90% of this genocide. We know this from the World Court. And I want to amend what Gadi said in her letter in the last paragraph. It's not estimated. The Lancet study says 186,000 people are dead in Gaza. The Gaza Health Ministry does not count people that they cannot find the full body and that they can't, verify in their hospitals. Many of the hospitals are ruined, so there's no way of the record keeping. The fact is that this is on our dime. Our weapons companies are supporting this. Our administration is supporting this. And it's so, so important that people are out on the corners of every community around the country. And I support Edgar. I understand Edgar to be a very, very conscientious person standing up, not just for immigrants, but for everybody across the board, Black, white, Puerto Rican, Palestinian. Edgar is there because he is a conscientious person, because he stands up for humanity. And we can differentiate between anti-Semitism and something else, which is an exceptionalism, and it's it's actually a racist thing that I witnessed. Anyway, I don't know whether this helps, but thanks for listening and support you. Did I use all my time?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Anyone else, either
Thank you.
online or in person, who wanted to
Roz?
speak?
Ross?
They have has put her hand up, so. Did
Ross?
anyone else want to speak?
Raj, did you want to say something?
No,
Okay.
okay. Anyone else?
Yes, there.
Yes, yes, ma'am, right up here. And
I just want
we need
talk
you,
about-
you just give us your
Right
name.
here. I don't want to be on this.
Oh.
And we need people to say their names because we online can't see that or hear.
It's
Right.
okay, I'm not gonna say my name. I just want to say that I'm frustrated in New Paltz with, I grew up in New Paltz. I'm frustrated with the kind of like weaponization of this term anti-Semitic. I'm a person of East North African descent, and those of us that are from East North Africa, the Levant or the Arabian Peninsula, are actually Semitic people, like are genetically Semitic, right? And this idea that when we say anti-Semitic, we're centering this one group of white people who practice Judaism is pretty frustrating to me. And I feel like I just want to highlight that nobody seems to be recognizing that if you're saying anti-Semitic, you're literally saying against Semitic people, right? And white Jews are not the majority of Semitic people. They're barely a fraction of Semitic people, actually. There's more Jews in Africa than there are white Jews anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
The majority of Semitic people don't even practice Judaism. They practice Islam, Christianity, or another religion. There are hundreds of Semitic languages in the Semitic language family. And I'm just frustrated by how are we in New Paltz even having a conversation about somebody being anti-Semitic when they're supporting the liberation of a Semitic people? That's insanity to me. And it's incredible that so many people are even ignorant to what the word Semitic means. And I don't know, it speaks to the white supremacy or something, that there can be one group of white people that practice the Semitic religion, and suddenly being anti-Semitic is talking about them and not talking about the millions of Africans and Arabians that are actually Semitic people. And here we are with this word being weaponized in the United States government, left and right. The people who are actually more supporting the liberation of Semitic people are being called anti-Semitic. It's literally out of like 1984 or like Idiocracy or something. And, you know, so I'm here in support of Edgar, and I just want to make note of that if you support the liberation of Palestine, you're not anti-Semitic. You can't be anti-Semitic because there are Semitic people and they deserve their sovereignty. And I also wanted to say, like, to all the like white Jews who pretend that they're, you know, in support of Black lives or have a free Tibet sticker or like in support of any other liberation struggle, you don't get to pick and choose. You're either pro-liberation of all oppressed people, which includes Palestinians, or you're against all of us, because all of our struggles are one, and you don't get to pick and choose. And please stop weaponizing this term anti-Semitic, because the vast majority of Semitic people are the ones that are being, you know, inflicted with harm by this Zionist American imperialist entity. Being pro-Israel is not, you know, it's against Semitic people. It's not for Semitic people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mary Ann, I'm gonna ask you to mute your,
Oh,
please.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
thank you. Okay, anyone else, around here in this vicinity wants to talk?
Anthony, did you want to speak?
I thank you for the opportunity to speak. I did not come prepared to speak. I'm just here to support people as it relates to them being able to express the nuanced ways in which anti-Semitism can become weaponized. And as a town, we have to be on the side of justice and truth and shift that culture, and also understand that we are for justice in all spaces, liberation for all oppressed peoples, and are sensitive to harm in all of the different forms that harm manifests itself. So to that extent, as we navigate the complex ways in which people are engaged in struggles whether those individuals identify as being Semitic or not, Jewish or not, Palestinian or not. I think that it is particularly important for us to also be sensitive to all parties in a variety of different ways, yet still hold firm to the realities of the fact that some people are being more systemically harmed in a lot today in a lot of cases, and as we navigate those spaces, be sensitive to those individuals, particularly in this case, that identify as being people of Jewish descent, and those the way in which they have been harmed and continue to be harmed. But we want to resist the language of anti-Semitism being weaponized. So that's what I just wanted to share, and I just wanted to be here just to support our community and moving towards a culture of not only equity, but also a culture of empathy. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, all right, last call, anybody else? Okay, we're gonna get on with our meeting then. Thank you all for your comments.
This has really been a great community dialogue. We appreciate you all showing up. And this is important for our community. Thank you.
Okay, all right, we're going to quickly now try to move through some parts of our agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, there we go. Bye. No discussion? Any questions? Everybody good? All right. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, very quickly, request authorization to hire Melissa Stiles as an account clerk from the Ulster County list at the rate of $23 per hour with a start date of August 5th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Questions? Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
I request authorization to pay Whispering Pines Development pay application number 1 in the amount of $68,533.30 for the Henry W. Du Bois Bike Ped Improvement Project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I second.
Any discussion? Questions? On favor?
Well, just a question.
Oh, okay.
What is the total cost for us for this project on the boys and bicycle? Approximately.
Well, the total cost of the project is around 4 million. We have grants for most of that.
Okay.
Okay, there's several $100,000, however, that we don't have grants for. We will continue to search, but. Okay.
Thank you for that information.
You're very welcome. Okay, so did we get all in favor? Aye.
Yes.
All in favor, Rosanna.
All right, I'm requesting authorization to pay Whispering Pines Development pay application number 2. They have been very patient with us. They've been doing the work in the amount of $106,219.09 for the Henry W. Du Bois Bike Ped Improvement Project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. If you remember the battery energy storage system law that came before us, there was a lot of discussion and concern about the tier 2 large scale commercial types. So we decided, we thought we would put together a study group so people could look into these issues and determine what were possible, answers to the questions. So Joe Londa is offered to chair that or guide that, coordinate that group. We suggested there should be a member from the town board, from the planning board, and public members at large. Do I have anyone from the town board who would like to be on that?
We're doing town
No,
board.
no, this is
liaisons.
different. That is not the
Oh.
same thing. This
Oh.
is a separate study group that is gonna meet for probably maybe max 6 weeks to come up with what are the concerns about the tier 2s and what do we know about what the nation, the state, and other communities are doing to address those kinds of concerns. I'm sorry, people, but somebody has to
I
do
will.
this. Thank you.
Edgar
Edgar.
Rodriguez.
Okay, thank you very much, Edgar. I'll let
Thank
Joe
you.
know. All right. Number 6, authorization to approve MCS Tech proposal for the building department's hard drive in the amount of $150. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Any discussion or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. I want an authorization to approve the hiring of Derek Olinsky as a provisional full-time dispatcher effective August 5th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
second,
Any discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
All right, okay, now, I'm really sorry, guys, but we're gonna have to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing work history of particular persons and pending litigation. So if my board members will join me, what do I do about it?
Mute it.
Mute it?
Mute us.
It's right here. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
that one.
And I am here. Hi.
Julie is participating remotely. Unfortunately, we did not post that in time for her to be a voting member at tonight's meeting, but she is still here and we welcome her back.
All right.
Okay, do I have a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We would like to announce that Tom Tyron now has the title of Director of Planning, Zoning, and Code Enforcement. All right, back to the rest of. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I need an authorization to modify the adopted 2024 budget for the following cost overruns. Do I have a motion? We'll discuss it after we have a motion in a second. No motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions?
No, Essie and I did the vouchers, so we know where the money's going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would like to point out something we need to keep in mind, and that is in the very first section of all the A budgets, we had to move money into the youth fund of $6,480. This is a tuition payment. And I think we just need to keep in mind that even though we had adopted at some point, what do you want to call it, like regulations around tuition, like, you know, requirements that you had to be met, we also agreed to waive those for people who are already starting their program, and that is what's happening. And this budget does not have the money to support. And this person is still going to, so we need to, I don't know what.
Well, we need to just have a discussion because there's no money in the budget, there's no money in the budget.
And yet, so there was a decision by this board at one point to waive that, for people who were already in progress.
Yeah, we basically grandfathered them in because when they took the positions, they took it
With
with
that
the understanding and had started programs with the understanding that we would be reimbursing them for it. So to not reimburse them in the middle of a program after we had already agreed to do it would have been
So,
detrimental to
so
them.
we already paid over 7,000 for the spring semester, over 6,000 for the summer, and it'll be 2 more semesters. So this
Fall
year's
and
budget,
spring.
yeah, this budget is like shot. This is the youth program. Just want to let everyone know that.
But this is the last of the grandfather,
Yeah.
right? So at least we know this won't happen again.
The money has to come from
We
someplace.
have to let Julie back in.
All right, Julie.
Oh,
All right, okay, so that's that. Okay, did we vote? All in favor?
Aye.
oh, Julianne?
No.
No, she's in the waiting room.
Joining.
I did.
No, she's joining now.
Okay.
She
I
might
let her
be
in.
having a technical issue.
Okay, the next thing is authorization to approve a resolution and notice determination of non-significance. Okay, this is a secret thing. Non-significance negative declaration regarding LT Memorial Library ballot proposition 2024. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution and notice of determination of non-significance?
I'm
Are y'all
sorry.
still awake?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out where Julie was. I'm sorry.
She's there.
Oh, she's having, no,
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 technical difficulties.
her little, oh,
She's gone.
she's got, okay. well,
so I'm sorry, which one is it?
Elton.
This is the non-significance negative declaration for the resolution and notice determination of a ballot proposition.
So moved.
Anyone want to second it? Nobody wants to second it. I'll second it. Okay,
Well, this is just the neg deck.
this is the neg deck.
This
We'll get to
isn't
the next part,
approving.
yeah. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now we get to the resolution. Authorization to approve the Elting Memorial Library resolution to have this statement. Shall the annual contribution of the town of New Paltz provided in its budget for the Elking Memorial Library, a free association library located at New Paltz, New York, be increased by $48,000 annually to $769,000 annually. That would be placed on the November ballot. This is not approving that, it is approving
them
that it
vote.
go on the ballot for a vote.
From 48,000 to 769,000.
And this is not the,
Yeah.
there was a similar one last year that was approved, so it's been going up. But these are our taxpayers' money to decide how they want it spent. Anyway,
So I'm assuming this is because they've been acting as our de facto cooling center. That, well, I mean, we don't know that, but, I mean, I'm in favor of allowing it to go on a referendum, but we need to see a
so do we have
budget.
a motion?
I move that, it's Elting Trust to, add $48,000 to their budget, the ballot in November.
We have a second?
Second.
Now, would you like to discuss it?
Do I have to say that all over again? I'm assuming this is the result of them acting as our de facto cooling center. They've had longer hours. But I hope they will provide us with a budget so that we can understand why, after a significant increase last year, they need more money this year. Because the community always supports them, the budget always passes. And I'm sure once we see their budget explanation for this, the community will support them again.
Does the village have a contribution to the library?
Well, only because it's in the A line.
It's
Oh,
only, it's only, it's all the tax.
Oh, okay.
But it's only when the town taxes in general.
So the village, village residents
They
pay town
pay
tax,
taxes.
but they pay a part of it. Okay, any more discussion or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, town board liaison assignments. So we have a few TBAs and we said, first of all, do people want to change their assignments? Do people really feel strongly about assignments? We need to get this straight. I'm sorry we're having to do it now when everybody's so tired.
I'm happy with mine.
Kitty wants to keep community improvement team. Do you really?
Well, I'm going to talk about that
Okay.
because it's falling
Okay,
apart.
Kitty wants to keep public access television.
Mhm.
Kitty
You
wants
can
to
have it.
keep climate smart task force.
Yep.
And Kitty wants to keep housing smart communities initiative.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm happy to keep mine as well.
you are keeping ethics board and where do you have
Police
police commission?
Mhm.
Okay,
So by default, what's left I take or?
oh, well, okay, let's,
a lot of
wait,
them now.
union contract negotiating team, shouldn't you be on that one also?
Yes.
Okay, so that could become this. All right. Okay, so the bike ped committee is one that's a TBA. And the Community Preservation Fund Advisory Board, I've already kind of taken that one. If you really want it,
Okay, but on the bicycle, yes,
you want the bicycle
Yeah,
ped committee? Great,
well, something.
okay. Now, don't forget, you're already on the special study group for the batteries and you're on the
Right.
budget task force. So
Right,
don't get too overloaded, dude.
okay, thank you for
All right, so I will keep the planning board and zoning board then. All right, Julie. We lost her, she's gone.
Yep.
Clean water open space doesn't exist anymore.
Really?
Essentially, it's been absorbed into the community preservation.
Oh,
I mean, it exists in code, but it has no
Okay.
function and nothing happens.
So, but there's TBA on community preservation.
No, yeah, what I'm doing now.
Oh.
Okay, and then she's got Historic Preservation Committee. And she's got Environmental Conservation Board. I know she likes that. Okay, well, I'm sorry we lost her. Do we do we have liaison reports tonight?
I do.
Okay, would you like to go ahead? Ms. Keith?
I'm gonna synopsize because it's getting
Yeah.
late. So community improvement team, the person who was going to spearhead that, is taking a breather due to an illness in her family. So I don't know when that is going to reconstitute, but when it does, maybe someone else would like to take that over. It's fun. It's a nice committee. Housing Smart Task Force, Katie Hamill is the chair. She has been working very hard on trying to get a format for this. She's working to recruit new members. She's reached out, I think she's reached out to 6 or 7 new people. She wants to have a new member Zoom, where they can all meet each other. And then what she's going to try and do is have a new members synopsis for them. And then, submit a slate of new members to us to appoint, rather than to have all of those individual interviews.
So wait, I thought we just filled it up and said,
We've lost one person, and the Ulster County Task Force recommends up to 15 people.
Oh, my
We're
Lord, are you
certainly
kidding?
not gonna go up to
That's- I mean,
15 at this point, but she has really done really good outreach into communities of people that we don't normally see at our meetings, so.
so when are we gonna ever hear anything?
Well, she is going to restart monthly meetings.
Okay.
Once we have the new members onboarded.
Okay.
There is a recommended committee action plan, but, it's, if you look at the, HSCI website, it is a lot.
Mhm.
And I think it was overwhelming for the new people who were recruited. So she has been working with the county planning department. Our task force is not alone in the issue of foundational understanding void. So apparently many other county task forces feel the same, and so the county planning department is going to arrange for basic affordable housing. And once that's done, they're gonna work on their first action item, which will probably be to work on affordable housing inclusion and upzoning.
Okay, well, we can't wait to hear more about that.
Okay, you want
What is it? I don't
to
know.
climate smart, because Yvonne is here.
Yvonne's asleep.
She's still here. Yvonne is the chair of our Climate Smart Task Force. If I leave anything out, you get up here and, okay. So, where are, the committee will be, oh no, that's PATV, I'm sorry. Oh, you'll be hosting a booth at the Ulster County Fair.
Okay.
And you'll have lots of, educational materials. People can stop by and learn about the myth of plastic recycling and other things. No, you're not gonna have recycling? No? Okay, the Climate Smart Book Club is going to be reading Our Fragile Moment, Lessons from the Earth's Past, July 23rd, 7 to 8:30 p.m. by Zoom. The New Paltz Repair Cafe will be at the New Paltz United Methodist Church on July 27th, 10 to 2. I'm getting this all from your newsletter, so, Ulster County Tiffin Project, Wednesday, July 31st
Oh, June's back up.
at Elting.
Maybe stand up.
June's back
Tall
up.
person,
Um,
is she joined?
and,
She's annoying. Mhm.
so, okay, so Ulster County Tiffin Project, it's a 2-hour educational program followed by going home with a free tiffin.
You have to sign up for it,
And you do have to sign up for it.
and you have to stay for 2 hours.
And, you sign up at the Elting Library?
Yeah.
It's through the library, okay. And for more information, you can contact New Paltz npclimatesmart@gmail.com or visit their page on Facebook. What did I leave out, Yvonne? What did I leave out? You,
That's a, that's not, but things going on with the school.
The
oh,
school,
the electric school buses?
nice,
Okay,
great, that would be very exciting to hear about.
okay.
All right,
So
what do you have?
that's
now?
me.
Public access?
Oh, public access. The July meeting was canceled. The committee will be preparing a contract for the town for operation of Channel 23 and uploading government meetings to the town YouTube page. Bob Bacon has been operating it over the last, I don't know, century. And, he wants to retire and turn over management to a nonprofit organization. PATV has started one, but we need to get a contract proposal for them. And we have a tentative date to meet with Alex Carmody, to discuss the franchise with Charter Communications, which is that tomorrow?
I don't know,
A
no,
week from
no,
tomorrow?
yeah, you gotta be there, girl. 'Cause I
I know, so that's it.
Okay, Miss Essie.
Sure. Police Commission did meet this month. We do need to, this body needs to discuss, terms for Police Commission because it is we who appoint a Police Commission and we do have an open seat to discuss and we will have some more in December.
Okay.
So we need to add that for, I guess, probably the agenda for next month.
Okay,
I will be reporting next month and going forward on the monthly calls made. So the chief in his monthly report has a report of how many calls are made and in what categories, and this body has asked that I report on that in my liaison reports, so I will be doing that going forward. And then for ethics board, they're required to meet twice a year, and we've already done that. And so I think, if I remember correctly, I don't have my phone on me, so it's not in my calendar, but I'm pretty sure we agreed to touch base again in September.
because I know.
Even though we've already had 2 meetings, just to kind of keep some momentum, and they're working on some education materials so that people understand what the ethics board is for, what things they
That would be
cover, what, and, you know, basic education, like maybe a 1-pager for our employees, as well as to have on our website.
Okay, because, you triggered me to remember that
DocuSign.
no, that, another, one of the department heads was advised to meet with the.
Ethics board. Oh, okay.
So hopefully you guys can deal with that. and say
Yes.
no. Okay, all right, good. Okay, was that yours? Okay.
Yep, that's it for now.
So from the planning board, there, is an open public hearing on the Taco Bell application, the site plan application. The meeting on Monday was canceled due to lack of, active, anything. So that public hearing is still open until the next meeting, at least in August, of the planning board. And then the zoning board of appeals also is having a public hearing at their next meeting, which I think I had is August, I don't remember. Might have been August 19th. For Taco Bell sign variances, and then I think there's another public hearing for a use variance coming up. So I feel that these types of things where they're public hearings, they're noticed in the board's agendas on their webpage, but I would like to see the town putting those out as announcements, because I think people, we need to get it out as well as we can, so that people are aware that, oh, there's a public hearing coming up, because sometimes they show up and they're like, wow, I didn't know this was happening, so it's, the immediate neighbors get notified, according to code, but the public in general probably just needs to have a little more information. Okay, that's it on these. Next time Edgar will have things to report to. Okay. On to, request authorization for the highway department to go out for an RFP for a licensed wastewater operator. Do I have a motion approving that authorization?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion or questions about this? Because Chris is right here.
Too tired.
It says, oh man, these got mixed up. Okay, so, all in favor? Go get him, Chris. Okay. We need authorization to approve the July warrant in the amount of $766,032.27.
You want to say that number again, so people understand?
766,032.27. It's a lot of money.
Right, well, Essie and I did the vouchers, so we know.
Do you want to
Where's
motion
the-
that we authorize it?
So moved.
Okay, second?
Second.
Any
Oh, you said-
discussion?
Sorry.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Item added to the agenda since the original posting, approved the use of up to $2,500 from the seized asset account to send two New Paltz Police Department members to the 36th annual Colonel Henry F. Williams Homicide Seminar in September 2024. The funds to be used for registration and accommodation. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, questions? On favor?
Aye.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, second.
On favor?
Aye,
Aye.
emphatically.
I'm sorry, y'all. I
How
know.
are you really?
A lot to
How are
do.
you?
We have a lot of business. Okay, thank you so much. I just need help moving the table.
Okay.
Hey there, Amanda.
Yeah.
So sorry, I somehow didn't know what was going on, why I couldn't reconnect to the meeting, and it seems like my internet just went out. And then I was able to go back into my Wi-Fi, reconnect, and then you guys already discussed the liaison appointments?
We
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Julie, I'm sorry. Do you want to keep the ones you have?
Oh.
I would be happy to I don't know, switch if there was things being offered. I think I would, I've been on HPC for a long time, and there's new things that are happening that I'm very involved in, so I would like to keep that.
Okay.
And the environmental board, I would be happy to, give that up. Cause it's, I'm obviously an environmentalist. I don't mind it I don't need to be pigeonholed, and, I've been doing that for a long time.
All right, and just so you know, you are also listed for Clean Water Open Space, but it's essentially been disbanded.
That's right. That's right.
We'll take that one off. Okay, well, then that leaves the ENCB with nobody, so we'll have to talk about that, I guess.
No. I would keep it. That's
You
no
would-
problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Then wonderful. Very good.
But there was some talk of bike ped. Did someone take that?
Well, Edgar
Yes, Edgar
volunteered
took it.
for it, but were you?
Would you rather, Edgar, would you rather do ENCB, or is bike ped what you want?
The bike.
He wants the bike.
Excellent. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you, Julie. I'm sorry that happened,
Yeah, we saw you and then we didn't see you.
and we missed
That's
you.
okay. Okay.
no.
All right.
Night
Good
all.
night.
It's 2 hours earlier here for me, so I get to, and I love that you've been here, Kitty.
Yes,
We miss you,
but
girl.
we had covered it.
That's so sweet. Thank you. I'll be in touch.
Okay, Bye-bye.
They could turn them off.
They did. They did. I didn't even think.
They had to call the manager though.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.